It is a privilege for me to introduce the keynote speaker. As was indicated, the Minister of Transport, Ms. Sitisiswa Chikunga, is unfortunately not able to attend. She has got a parliamentary engagement, but she has mandated the Director General of Transport to provide the keynote address, and certainly is the right person to do so. Advocate James Mlawu holds a Master of Business Administration from Mancosa. He also holds a Bachelor of Law, LLB, from the University of Natal. Advocate Mlawu is also an admitted advocate of the High Court of the country. Prior to his appointment as the DG, Advocate Mlawu served as a special advisor to the Minister of Transport from 2018 to 2019. He was also the head of department in the Eastern Cape Provincial Department of Roads and Public Works from 2013 to 2018. He was the acting Deputy Director General for Road and Transport at the National Department of Transport from 2010 to 2013. Before that, he was the acting head of the Department of Social Development in the province of KwaZulu-Natal in 2007. He was the General Manager for Strategic Planning at the Department of Transport in KwaZulu-Natal from 2002 to 2007. So ladies and gentlemen, can we please put our hands together? We can see it's a highly experienced civil servant within our country, the DG of Transport, South Africa.
Thank you very much, Madam Director. I was just pointing out to Hisham that when he was about to speak, and the CEO of Keynote, there was a whole lot of music and good show. Fortunately, none for me. But thank you very much. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Well, let me start off by first greeting honorable representatives of the Departments of Transport and Rail in the SADC region, in the Southern region, the board chairpersons and members of the state-owned enterprises here present, chief executive officers of the SARA member states across, executive directors of SARA who are here present among us, invited guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. If I may just be allowed to depart because I represent government. I noted that in our presence we do have the Deputy Minister for the Ministry of Transport and Infrastructure Development in Zimbabwe, Deputy Minister J.K. Sako. We singularly note and welcome your attendance here present. My counterparts, the permanent secretaries of Mozambique, I believe as well as Botswana is here. So we note your presence singular. But otherwise, all of you, ladies and gentlemen, we note your presence in your delegations. A good morning to you all. I do want to just start representing government to acknowledge our gratitude as a country and appreciation that SARA, the Southern African Railway Association, has chosen once again our beautiful country, South Africa, as the venue for this, the 11th edition of your international conference and exhibition. It's indeed our honor as a country to host you on this auspicious occasion on your calendar. I do, of course, apologize for my minister, but I think as Hisham was pointing out, we are at the moment when we're having a heightened activity on our country calendar in the legislature. And of particular interest would be that our National Assembly in Cape Town is actually debating and deliberating on the issues of largely mobility. And us as a department responsible for transport in the Republic are at the center of those deliberations. That explains why the minister is not here. But it is also important to, I think, share with you some of the work that she's doing there and its relevance to this auspicious occasion. I do just indicate that yesterday in our legislature there was this discussion already on the railway safety bill at our National Assembly. And as you would imagine, it deals with the provision of what we anticipate will be the standards that we want to subscribe to as we expect a very strong growth in the recovery of our rail infrastructure and operations going forward. We thus find this SARA conference befitting, given the hot debates currently happening in our parliament around improvements of the road transport environment as a whole, as we put an immense and urgent effort towards economic recovery, but also particularly in rail. We also know the SARA was formed in 1996 as an organ of the Southern Development Committee, SADC, in line with Article 13.1.3 of the SADC Protocol on Transport, Communication and Meteorology, which mandates the formation of regional associations for each transport. I'm reliably informed that the members of SARA are predominantly railway in the SADC region, some major railway customers, suppliers, as well as other organizations, special interests. In line with this broad philosophy, there are therefore three categories of members in SARA formed, ranging from full members, who are railway operators in the SADC region, associate members who are aligned in one way or the other to the railway industry, and special members who are organizations or groups of interest with vested interest in the railway industry. Ladies and gentlemen, you will agree with me that regional transport infrastructure is a crucial and indeed central to the sustainability of regional economic development, as well as to market integration that must take place within our region. And with particular, we think rail infrastructure is therefore critical in this work. The ultimate effects of the SADC initiative in infrastructure development is to boost the carrying capacity of rail and road networks and reduce transport costs, communication costs, as well as to improve the transport reliability and efficiency within the region. This requires that the national road and rail systems must continue to play a very important role in providing the required transport linkages to all major social and commercial centers, both at local and regional level. It is an integral conclusion of this critical role that the transport infrastructure plays in the SADC Protocol on Transport, Communication, Meteorology, which is an instrument through which the national transport and communication constraints are being implemented. The mandate of SARA is therefore clearly apt, as articulated in Article 7 of the SADC Protocol on Transport, Communication, and Meteorology, and includes the creation of a conducive environment for an integrated transport system in the SADC region. It also serves to lobby and advocate for effective infrastructure development, commercial operation, and policy activities. I must pause here because, in a sense, I think the opening address comes at just the right time, because both Gibela and Prasa were, in a sense, confirming what is already being done by this government in iterating our policy direction to try and achieve what we need to do as South Africa, mandated by SADC, mandated by the AU in the rail sector. The role of SARA is primarily to bring about fair intermodal competition among surface transport modes through lobbying for surface transport policy shifts to promote intermodal equity between road and rail. This provides a means for railways to improve their efficiency, effectiveness of operations, and sets the course to be followed by SARA towards meeting its objectives in pursuit of its mandates. The cost-effective service delivery by regional railways is expected to lead to improved policy support, increased market share for the benefit of SADC and regional economy. The responsiveness of SARA to its business environment is, however, necessitated a radical shift from its primary focus on advocacy to leveling of playing fields between railway and road. I do just want to mention something that I've already heard that is very encouraging, because in the conversation we're having in the country, one of the things we are doing, yes, is to create this policy environment, but it's also to subscribe to an international regime that makes it possible to drive investment in rail. And so, colleagues who are familiar with our own government, we are aware that we are currently processing international treaties, including the Luxembourg Protocol, so that investment is made easier in this sector. That all investors and all players have security of their investments. So it was encouraging to hear TBS say that we're not in theory, already in practice, we're signing off deals that are supporting investment in rail. If I were you, I would have given them a round of applause. Thank you. While the strategic focus of SARA is leveraged on its original mandate of advocacy and lobbying, which it pursues funding issues, surface policy equity between the road and rail, and creation of an appropriate institutional framework for the railway transport industry, SARA has been restructured and repositioned to be mandate holder for the SADC rail transport industry. And for that work, we are very grateful and your team. In a nutshell, SARA facilitates the alignment of railway operating to be efficient, safe, cost-effective, and predictable, as well as seamless. This is being achieved through optimal utilization of regional rail transport resources, supported by regional standardization and harmonization of equipment and policies. The achievement of this broad SARA mission can only be through cooperation and collaboration of all SARA members on aspects of the railway business. Opportunities for SARA also derive from its original structures: connectivity of regional railway networks, strategic partnerships with collaborating partners, the Brazzaville Declaration, and direct access to government and ministries. It is important to note that recognition of SARA by SADC through the SADC Protocol on Transport, Communication, and Meteorology, and the African Union through Union of African Railways gives SARA the platform to influence both regional and continental transport policy and infrastructure development. It is also worth noting that the aggressive membership strategy of SARA, which opened doors for other railway stakeholders, has further strengthened the SARA by providing checks and balances within SARA transport service delivery processes. Management of safety and environment aspects of railway business are also very critical in SARA agenda, since it has a positive effect on service delivery and corporate citizenry. In this regard, a total of 9 standards were developed in the last 7 years by SARA and adopted by the SADC and regional standards in 2015, as regional standards in 2015. These standards assist in the creation of a standardized approach to regional rail transportation, safety management, human factor management, as well as harmonization for the promotion of regional rail integration. To ensure safe handling of rail stock at interchange points, SARA developed 2 procedures, namely the handling of interchange rolling stock for wagons inspection and the control of overloading for loads inspection. For resources sharing in the region, SARA also developed a resource sharing and costing framework to harmonize and facilitate the sharing of railway resources in the southern region. Ladies and gentlemen, yet another important focus area for SARA involves marketing and publicity, which is aimed at effectively projecting the image of the association for the creation of much-needed economic space and stakeholder support for the railway industry. In pursuit for this strategic focus, it has now become a norm in the calendar of SARA activities to hold this SARA International Railway Conference exhibition annually. The conference is an information and expertise and exchange platform where key railway stakeholders interact on an annual basis, which is why we're here today for the next few days. The conference provides SARA with opportunities to market the association and lobby policymakers, which is why I'm very, very pleased that my counterparts, the permanent secretaries, are also here, as well as other key policymakers in government, including the entities. The conference, as I've said, provides a platform to market the association, among others. But it also, SARA has come up with a marketing strategy to counter competition and consolidate the SARA Rail Conference's position in the market. The key railway stakeholders are the main participants in the conference. Esteemed delegates, we must commend SARA for the achievement that I have just outlined. We should also take into cognizance that the rail industry, the SADC region, is still faced with a number of challenges. Threats and risks arise primarily from deteriorating rail infrastructure and equipment arising from lack of investment in rail tracks, lack of connectivity due to missing links, as well as differences of the gauge beyond the southern region. There is also the problem of poor rail service perception by customers. The other challenge manifests in relation to rail equipment in terms of shortage of locomotives, wagons, maintenance backlogs, diversity and multiplicity of operating equipment. I must, however, mention that in the SADC, the government have taken an initiative to invite and encourage all private sector participation in railway network development, so as to improve the conditions of railway infrastructure and equipment to achieve sustainable commercial viability. The SADC Railway Restructuring Program is yet another initiative to increase the autonomy of railways and thus increase private sector involvement in the provision and operation of management of railways. This initiative is in line with Chapter 13, Article 13.6 of the SADC Protocol on Transport, Communication and Meteorology. Let me take this opportunity, therefore, to encourage exporters and importers of goods to seriously consider rail transport in their strategic plans, because the demand for these services will continue growing in Africa and in SADC going forward, and it will benefit those who come forward to submit inputs towards the railway master plan for cargo movement in the sub-region and beyond. Let me assure freight owners and logistic companies that SARA members are fully conscious of the provision of affordable and sustainable transport and logistics services in support of competitive product prices in the international market. The railways are determined to reduce the cost of doing business in SADC using the economies of scale. Ladies and gentlemen, my job at this point, important function, shall not be complete if I do not highlight some of the requirements for the future to ensure long-term sustainability of the SADC railways. First among those is the investment in line with the Brazzaville Declaration, and this is very, very critical for the development of rail infrastructure. I've already referred towards some of our states, particularly including our country, approving some of the protocols that will make this easy possible. Secondly, the private sector participation in operating and supply of rail equipment should be encouraged and made feasible by our member states. It is important, in my view, that SARA must create an environment that ensures efficient and cost-effective utilization of available resources within the SADC region. The theme for this year's SARA Rail Conference is enhancing railway capacity and quality of service through new operating models and partnerships for seamless regional integration. This is about making our railways more capable, efficient, and service-oriented. This also speaks to a holistic approach that combines infrastructure with operation and service delivery. And in that holistic approach is about exploring the opportunities, investments, and experience that private sector participation brings to the table. Building railways infrastructure and optimizing as best we can our current infrastructure rolling stock will also impact the ability to bring down the overall cost of transportation logistics in our region. This will also lead to competitiveness of the manufacturing sector and unlock investment and job creation opportunities through up and downstream activities as we through the industries that need access to efficient, reliable railway services, such as new mines and manufacturing lines. In this age of digitalization and technological innovation, we have tools at our disposal that our processors could only dream of, such as smart signaling systems, predictive maintenance, the use of artificial intelligence, and digital platforms for ticketing, as well as freight management. We also have at our disposal asset tracking and fleet optimization. Adopting these technologies can make our railways more efficient, offering significant return on investment, reducing downtime, improving freight operations, and from a passenger perspective, also allow more people to move in a way that is safe, reliable, and predictable. Esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen, the technology alone is not an answer. We must also innovate in both our practices and execution. This might mean rethinking how we fund railway infrastructure projects, be it freight or passenger rail infrastructure, and speed up the process from idea or concept stage through feasibility to bankability. This is particularly relevant in relation to addressing the challenges, the potential railways in the region face as a whole. I mean, I've been informed that the African Development Bank, apart and in addition to what our own DBSA has here declared, that the African Development Bank has made available funds for the SADC Regional Railway Infrastructure Development Master Plan and the Bankable Investment Program, which is a comprehensive study to determine and facilitate the development of privatized bankable SADC railway projects. The findings of this study and the implementation of the findings thereof will in turn allow ease of doing business, particularly in terms of enabling interoperability and seamless connectivity across the SADC region. This will also enable a fluid transition between varied transport modes, ensuring optimization of the entire supply chain from pit to port. This requires broad participation to ensure that what is delivered will service generations to come. Ladies and gentlemen, as our region stands at the crossroads of technological advancements and our surging transportation demands, our collective railway systems necessitate strategic upgrades and collaborative interventions. Together, South Africa and its regional partners have an opportunity to reshape and revolutionize the way we think about rail transport, ensuring it remains vital and artery for commerce, connectivity, and mobility for the entire region. Central to this endeavor is to enhance the first and last mile connections, which traditionally are viewed as the primary bottleneck in our logistics framework. With heightened operational capacity and superior service quality, our regional railways will not only provide direct and palpable benefits to its esteemed customers in the freight and passenger environment, but it will also play a catalytic role in stimulating our collective economies. As we usher in the era of renewed vigor in railway transportation, we are not just ensuring smoother journeys, but we are also fortifying the very backbone of our regional trade and commerce. As a gentleman addressing these pivotal links, it's just not a matter of efficiency, but a strategic move to drastically uplift operational efficiency and substantially curb transportation expenditure and costs. As we deliberate on the future of efficient railway that supports the need for our region, our sub-region and region and its people, let us focus on making decisions that have regional relevance and improve efficiency. In conclusion, and to the SARA, let me advise you of the serious need to make constant follow-ups and ensure implementation of initiatives that have been put in place to monitor, improve, and address transport infrastructure effectiveness and efficiency. These initiatives are aimed at ensuring that we achieve the desired and expected results of improving the performance of our regional railways. To the conference delegates, it's time for action, and I hope that you are ready to support the railway development and the Africa we want, because together we are better. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.